We will learn today how to make a calculator in JavaScript. This calculator is a bit different because we will be using our own customized buttons. This could be a part in your exams. So initially what I'll do is I'll make the buttons first. I have the dimensions 40 by 40. Okay, and I will obviously make the background black. So first of all, let's have plus. You have to make sure you have to save them as JPEG. Go. Those of you who have not done Photoshop before, so you can have a look right now how to use it. Like I said, this could be a part in your exam. Okay, so I'll still increase the size a bit more. I'll make it like 36. There you go. Should be in the center, not exactly in the center. Okay. So file, save as, come to desktop. I have calculator. I'll save it as a JPG and I'll name it as plus. Then obviously so and so I'll keep on saving it. Then I will add a minus, again file, save as, and the division I could use this, or I can even use the division sign as well. If you want that, obviously you can, well, you should know such kind of things. It's quite basic. And come to Word, because I don't have the division sign right over here, so I will take it from the symbol. There you go. So I'll just copy this, take it here, I'll paste it here. Here you go. Okay, what else are we left with? Multiplication. Small x. Then I'll use is the last one is the mod. Press Ctrl A, and I now need to reduce the size because obviously it has to fit in. Okay. The kind of calculator that we have to make, it's where the activities on is available on my website. Okay, so you can have a look. Come to mrsaem.com, come into activities, log in with the password, program for the web, calculator activity. I'll just show you what we have to make. So this is what we have to make. Okay, so let's get started with. So since I have all these, I will first of all save as this. Oh, I'll just create from scratch HTML file. I'll save it as calculator. So I'll make the background as black. I'll break it somewhere in the center. Initially what I'll do is I need the I have to close this. First of all, what I need to have over here is form. So I'll come in my forms. I'll have the form tag first. Inside the form tag, I need to have is a table, because we need to have over here is, like I just showed you, 1, 2, 3 rows and 1, 2, 3 columns. Okay, 3 rows and 3 columns, perfectly fine. So 3 rows and 3 columns. I'll just make the border 0. Okay. And why am I using the table? Obviously because I can fit in everything in an appropriate place. So here we go. We have this. So first of all, we are supposed to have over here is number 1, number 2. So I'll have over here is number 1. Obviously I'll click on this. I'll come to CSS. In the CSS I will number, I'll make it white, number 1. So it creates an internal CSS file over there for us. Number 2, right, I'll just bring it over here. This side, I need to have it on the left hand side. Over here I need is a text box. So I'll come to forms. I'll click on the text box and I will name this as number 1, and I will name this as number 2, right? And over here I would basically merge this, because I would like to have define an ID over here. So what I'll do is I'll come here and I'll define over here is p id is equals to me. That's one of the typical IDs that I use. Okay, so we have it over here. I can even give it a color, let's say like yellow. Okay, not this one, sorry, this one as right. Well, if I'm not sure that it is actually yellow, what I can do is, it's a very simple thing. I can say font color yellow. Okay, and I can close the font tag over here, right? Now what I need to do is I need to have the buttons over here. So I'll merge this and let's just place the buttons over here one by one. So I'll go to common, I'll click on the picture. So I'll have is, let's have it plus, minus, multiplication, division, and modulus, the mode. Select these and you can bring them in the center if you want to, right? Okay, and I can even bring this on this side. if you want to bring all of these the center, well, all you can do is very simple. Where do I have these? So what I can do is I can simply have is the center tag, and I can close the center tag over here. Right? They're on the center. Now we need to work with the programming part. So what we will do is we'll just create some script. I'll have to create as a function, and that's the function that I'll create. First I'll create the function add over here, and this will do what is, it will say, let's say I have a variable a which is equals to document dot okay, but just give me a second. I would like to appropriately name my form. I'll name it as calculator. Okay, right. So I'll say document dot calculator dot number one dot value. Okay, then I will say over here variable b number 2. Just make sure that you have the number 1 and you have it number 2. Okay, at times even if there is a slight difference in the case, it will not work. And I will define another variable c which will be equal to a plus b, and I will say document dot get element by id me dot inner html is equals to c. Right? So I'll come to my add image, and inside that I'll say on click call the add function. So let's try. Okay, basically the name over here was not defined, so remember, if you defined the ID, make sure the name is also defined as calculator. Okay, so the name was not defined as calculator as well. Okay, because some of the browsers accept the ID defined, and some of them use the name. So make sure you define the name and ID as the same thing. It's form 1, it should be form 1, or calculator should be calculator. So obviously the first part is working. I can increase the size of this font over here that we had. I can further say is size is equals to, let's say, 12, so that it's properly. You can even change the font type. That's too big, but we'll make it 10. And we could have made it separately over here, so that it would have not anyway, you can go afterwards. We could have made this separately in another column, so that it would not disturb the settings of this. Or what I can do is I can simply define the cell spacing and the cell padding as 12, so it would work in a better manner. For example, 3, 3. Right? Okay. So here we go. Next, what we have to do is obviously it's all about copy paste. Next, I will make is for minus, and all I have to do is minus over here, nothing else. Then I'll have is divide, and all I have to do is divide. Then I'll have over here is mod. All I have to do, okay, you don't know this, so for modulus we use the percentage. right? We have the mod, we have the divide. Do we have the multiply? No, we don't. So next we need is the multiplication. So I'll say multiply, and obviously I'll use multiply. So for minus, all we have to do is on click minus function. So in order to make it easier, what I'll do is, and over here we'll have is multiply. Over here we'll have is divide, and over here we'll have is mod. Was it mod? Yes, it was. So let's try. If the spellings are correct, everything is correct, it should work fine. 4 and let's say 7. Let's say 7. So plus gives me this, minus multiplication, divide, and mod plus. Right? So here we go. It's working perfectly fine. Wasn't a big task, but this is one of the way we can make is a much better calculator. We will learn how to make a much more sophisticated calculator in our A2. Okay, we'll just add more features to it. That's all what we'll do. But for now, this is perfectly fine. Okay, nothing much. Just added on click within the image tag. Created the following functions. This and we've used the get element by ID, which was placed over here. So nothing much complicated. Okay. Till the next lecture, all the best.